Welcome to Big Brother. Welcome to Black Lotus. If this is your first time here, I would highly encourage you to check out some of our other videos. We have just well over 100 of them, I guess, now. And when you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to hit that little bell so that you are aware of each time we do upload. Also, I want to mention that we do have a podcast, and it's a kind of a totally different thing. And it's on PodBean and iHeartRadio and what's the other one?
I can't think of it now.
Anyway, we're on about 3 of them. So, but check us out. It's called the Paranormal News Network. And what we do there is we report the latest in paranormal news, and we talk to some fascinating people. And we upload that every Wednesday. One more thing about Black Lotus, though, I want to mention that we do have a discussion group over at Facebook, and it's a fantastic group. There are no trolls there, and we talk about all the things that we talk about here at Black Lotus, anything strange, unusual, UFO, cryptid, conspiracies. And speaking of conspiracies, we don't often talk about conspiracies here, but once in a while we do. But we don't talk about like political conspiracies and that kind of thing. We talk more about
Paul is dead.
Paul is dead, and the real reason that John Lennon was shot, and the whole JFK thing. We talk about those kind of conspiracies. And today we're going to be talking about a conspiracy theory that's not so much a conspiracy theory as much as it is a conspiracy fact. And speaking of that, I think it's interesting that we're uploading this today because you know how Facebook has those memory things?
Right.
Well, I got my memories today that it was a year ago today that we did the 10 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm going to post a link to that right there, so definitely check that out. But anyway, so yeah, I found a couple of quotes regarding what the conspiracy that we're doing today. And what we're going to be talking about is we're talking about AI and how we are basically our privacy is gone, essentially. Right. And it's because of AI. And but I came across a couple of quotes concerning this, and they're both from George Orwell's 1984. And the first one was, if you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. And the other one was, for after all, how do we know that 2 and 2 make 4, or that the force of gravity works, or that the past is unchangeable? If both the past and the external world exist only in the mind, and if the mind itself is controllable, what then? I thought that was really an interesting quote.
Yes.
I mean, and it really applies to today and how we are being manipulated, One of the things I came across when researching this episode is that about China's AI surveillance system. They're
amazing.
They're like number one in the world for surveillance, and their president, Xi Jinping, I guess it's pronounced, I think it's pronounced that way, I'm not sure, but he's the president and the general secretary of its Communist Party. And he wants China to achieve AI supremacy by 2030, and they're pretty much already there.
Right.
I mean, we have surveillance technology all over the place.
Oh, but nothing compared to them.
Yeah, no.
When I was looking into it, trying to find out, how bad theirs is, I couldn't even find a number they would tell me how many cameras they actually have.
Oh, yeah.
It was anywhere from 170 to 349 million cams. That's one cam per person, or per 4 people.
Per 4 people, right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of cameras. How do you even keep track of that many stuff?
Yeah, go on.
I understand that they use facial recognition in a lot of it. I mean, they even have that in their supermarkets now. Mm-hmm. But still, that's a lot of cameras.
Well, speaking of facial recognition, I think they have kind of a sinister edge to this. Xi's, Xi wants to do this by 2030, and I think artificial intelligence has applications that are good.
Of course.
But all good things lead to corruption. Everything starts out with good intentions, but it ends up being corrupt. And I think that that's what's going to happen here, is that I think he's reaching for social control. And I think the precog algorithms that identify potential dissenters is the real issue here. It's like that movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. Tom Cruise was in it, and it was based on a book by Philip K. Dick, sci-fi, and it was about how they could predict that somebody was going to commit a crime, and then they would go arrest the person beforehand. And I could see our society getting to that point eventually. It's scary, isn't it? But when you're talking about the RFID chip, and our government has been chomping at the bit, wanting this thing forever. But
I didn't know that it had been around this long. It was actually created back in 1948 and was used for military purposes.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I didn't know this either. I didn't realize how many things we actually have chips in them already. Even our tires. Mm-hmm. They have chips, RFID chips in the tire, and it helps them figure out how long they last, the wear and tear on them, and stuff like that. It's like, wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, the engines, too, have computer chips in them, And so, I mean, you're going to be tracked regardless. I mean, I think that the social networking technology, as soon as you're signed into Facebook or Twitter or
any social media,
as soon as you turn on your smartphone, people say, "Oh, I'll never get chipped." Guess what, buddy? You already are. Yeah, I mean, there's no getting around it. I think that that's the way the government kind of went around the whole chipping thing. Mm-hmm. People are saying that there's the vaccines that they're working on, that they want to chip you through that. I don't think they need to.
No, it'll come. Just at first, it'll be voluntary, just like in Sweden. In Sweden, they already have it, and there's over 10,000 people already chipped in Sweden. Mm. And I think you said India also has it already. Yeah. And it started off voluntarily there, but in Sweden, it's totally voluntary, and you can put your bank account equipment or information on there, your credit cards, your keys for your car, your keys for your house, everything right from that chip. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They even have a place, there's this website out here called Dangerous Things, and you can actually go there voluntarily at this point here in the U.S. and go get yourself chipped for about $50, so you can have all those amenities.
So you can sell your soul for $50.
Yeah, $50.
First of all, why would you go to a website called dangerousthings.com?
Right. I didn't think they thought very well when they thought of that name.
Weird. Yeah. But they're saying now, though, that soon our brains are going to be connected to computers.
Right.
And
Elon Musk. Right?
Well, Elon Musk, for one. I mean, he has that company Neuralink, and what he wants to do is, well, he says it could be implemented by the end of this year. Now, whether or not that's going to happen or not, but if you don't know what Neuralink is, basically he's introducing it as a chip implant to people that are paraplegic, and what it will do will enable them to control their computers with their minds.
Amazing.
And it sounds like a great idea, but like I said before, all good intentions lead to corruption, and I can see something happening here. And he's also got that Starlink system that he's shooting up into space, these satellites.
Right, for the free internet.
Yeah, well, nothing's free, and I have a feeling that the corruption here will be that people with this Neuralink chip will be controlled by this system. And maybe that's just my tinfoil hat talking, I don't know, but it just seems likely, But yeah, and But here's the thing. If people are chipped and you're able to be connected to a computer, what's to stop somebody from hacking you? You know,
Exactly.
I mean, and I don't know, you know, people, there are some people out there that say that by the time this actually happens, computers will be at a point where they're not going to be, they'll be unhackable and it'll be impossible to hack. Well, I don't
think that's true.
Yeah, I think history has shown repeatedly that nothing is impossible. I mean, they used to say that we couldn't sail around the world, that it was impossible. And then they said that they'd never put, man would never be able to fly and that man would never go into space. Well, guess what? All that is possible. Yes. I don't know, man. And if these people, if you have all this information on these chips, you know, including your medical information, your credit card information, your banking, what have you, everything. What's to happen when that's turned off?
Then you're with nothing. Or what happens if you refuse to get chipped?
Yeah. We're already going to a cashless society, which I think is kind of crap anyway. I mean, first of all, I think it really hurts the homeless. If we go cashless, what are they supposed to do?
Right.
It's not as though they have bank accounts. No, well, the majority of them don't anyway. You know, and so yeah, I don't know what we're supposed to do with the homeless then. You know, but beyond that, I think going to a cashless society is not a good idea, and it's primarily because of this. I mean, we're too easily hacked.
Yes.
You know, but then, you know, they're saying about this vaccine, they're saying that you're going to have to be registered with your health card or whatever, your health information, that you have been vaccinated. And what happens then if they scan your chip and they find out you haven't been vaccinated?
Again, no luck then.
Man, this whole thing to me is really scary. You know, and it's scary because it's happening real time. It's not, like I said, it's not really conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact that we are getting to this point.
Well, not only that, we're letting it happen. We're doing it voluntarily. I mean, look at how about Syria and Alexa and stuff like that. We're letting them in the house, and it's been proven that they listen.
Syria?
Yeah.
Siri.
Oh, what did I say?
Yeah, Syria.
Oh.
Syria? Huh. I didn't know they were involved with this. But yeah, I mean, and the other thing too is, like India, we have gone to the Real ID card, you know, which you can carry basically as your ID and your passport. And it has all your information on there, you know. And, you know, India was the first one to make it mandatory. And then we did it here, and it was voluntary, but now it's mandatory. You have to have it, you know. We had to have it by a certain date, you know. But yeah, I don't like this idea. I really don't, you know. But yeah, these things are called brain-computer interfaces, otherwise known as BCIs. And I don't know, man.
Sounds scary to me.
You could spell it Satan, in my opinion, because I think it's a really bad idea for the human race. But anyway, what do you say we get out of here?
Sounds good.
Let's take off our tinfoil hats and Vamonos. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We love to see the thumbs up. And until next time, keep thinking and question everything.